All right, KTC, what an amazing week we had last week. I'm going to start with some of the highlights. First of all, I want to congratulate two people that I know was racing last weekend. Again, if there's any more, let me know. But big congratulations to Ryan Smith, who has been crushing it on the track with us in the Sunday runs all year. I know Ryan wanted to hit a 3:10 for this marathon, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan, but 3:10:40. So, I mean, better luck next time. Doesn't get any better pacing than that. So, congratulations, Ryan. It looked like there was a battle of the Ryans here. I mean, come on. Ryan, in your age group too. Crazy. So, amazing job yesterday on the Victoria Marathon. And I sent something out onto Facebook. Huge congratulations to Kayla, who came fourth in her age group at the Ironman World Championships in Kona on Saturday. If you watched that race, oh my God, go watch that race if you didn't watch the race. It is phenomenal. Kayla doesn't get much screen time, but tracking you all day was an absolute pleasure and absolutely crushed it. So finished with a 10:32:41, again for a fourth overall, right behind third place, just so close. Fifth top Canadian at the World Championships. And I'll say fourth position was only Tamara Jewett in about 100th. So amazing job, Kayla. Again, it looks like you left everything out there. I really appreciate the recap, and hopefully I'd love to do maybe a little interview with you in your return and share some of your insights and experience with the rest of the club. So huge congratulations, Kayla. It was great to see people coming back last week, so it was getting a little bit busier in the pool. A few more people coming out to the bikes and the runs, so that's been absolutely fantastic. Your challenge this week, if you have not come back yet, come back for at least one workout. If you did one workout last week, let's go for two this week. And let's just say if you can add one extra workout on this week, let's make that the goal and get the consistency going again, just getting back into the swing of things. So it's been a pretty good kickoff already. The swimming last week went really well. We're going to continue on with this experimental phase, I'll just say experimental phase with different pieces of training equipment, using it differently, really for the whole idea of just moving through the water differently right now, tuning into how these differences, good or bad, feel, and give you some insights just based on that kinesthetic feedback of how you're feeling in the water, on where you might need to focus on for next season. So we're going to continue that on the Tuesday, Thursday, still playing with some equipment, using them in different ways. Again, making things easier, making things harder, and just playing along with that. The Sunday swim, we started playing with some biometrics this week, doing some heart rate work, as well as some perceived exertion training. Led to a really good conversation about what metrics should you be using? And typically in the pool, we're using rate of perceived exertion and pace. So how long does it take you to swim any given distance, or at what pace are you swimming that any given distance at? So it can be just time. So in terms of heart rate really is a really good correlator metric. What is actually happening to your heart rate in relation to your RPE or your pace? On the bike, for example, it would be power. And it's not a very good metric to prescribe training. It's more of a metric, I would say, to evaluate or cross-reference, again, your paces and how you feel, or power and how you feel, to what response is happening with your heart rate. So again, heart rate is good to be aware of. So in the pool, we did some tests where you were swimming subjectively in zone 2, taking your heart rate, zone 5 or 4 threshold, taking your heart rate, and then all out efforts, taking your heart rate. Now, great learnings. Some of you all have or some of you have one speed, some of you have multiple speeds. Heart rates tend to be all over the place. Some of you have to practice taking your heart rate. So great learnings there in terms of pacing, probably more so on the dialing it back phase. So there was a lot of people or a lot of comments of, yeah, that's, I swim the warm up at 8 out of 10 and then I swim the rest of the set at 10 out of 10. So you will get more out of your swimming if you can slow the F down. Honestly, doing everything at full speed. Just think about doing basketball drills or hockey drills or any other sport drills at full speed all the time without slowing it down and breaking it down. It's just sloppy. You're not actually going to make the improvements as if you would bring it down a few levels, do it at half speed, practice. And in the endurance sport world, what you're losing physiologically in the aerobic development, especially if you're going to do things like Ironman, you want to do a Kayla Ironman, it is a lot of aerobic. So anyway, great learnings on, again, the correlation between pace, perceived exertion, and heart rate. So in the pool this week, as I mentioned, we're going to continue our experimentation, and then we're going to move into some broken endurance sets on the Sunday. We're going to swim a little bit longer on the Sunday, so we're going to take down the dry land just a little bit and spend a little bit more time in the water. And again, we're just going to play with some endurance sets where we're going to break them up. Give you some opportunities to use your pace times as well, practice the RPE, do some heart rate taking as well again. So that will be what is coming up in the pool. On the bike, again, it was great to see people coming back. We started the first week with a FTP ramp test. If you haven't done an FTP ramp test or an FTP test, you could do the 20-minute if you want. It's just more painful. And set your training zones. Make sure you do that. If you plan on riding with us on the Tuesday, Thursday nights, you want your training zones dialed. And if they're not, you're either going to be working too hard or too easy in the workouts, and the same for any of these endurance rides if you're riding on a smart trainer and using power. But if you're jumping on sometime this week, again, make sure you get that FTP dialed, or if you're already confident it's pretty close, then great, you're good to go. We're going to be continuing on our work. We did some warm-up orientation drills last week, so pretty much everything you might see in a warm-up. Now we're going to take it into some different intensities. So we're going to do the warm-up. It'll be a little bit shorter, and then we're going to just play with some tempo, some threshold, some VO2 max, and some anaerobic effort. So very similar to what we did in the pool, just experimenting with different intensities, paying attention to what the power output is at those intensities, what the heart rate is at those intensities, and again, just becoming more aware of the relationship between what's our performance output is and what's going on under the hood. So again, we're spending some endurance time on the bike for the rest of the week, which is great. And then the running, again, it's been good to see a couple people showing up on the treadmills. If you're running on your own, again, I get it. We did a little subjective FTP pace estimation workout last week where, again, similar to the pool, just going by RPE, seeing what feels like threshold. And if you did this workout, very similar to doing the FTP ramp test, I'd highly recommend run through this one. You're going to get a taste of all the different perceived intensities. And again, this is all based on RPE. So 3 out of 4 is a zone 2, then zone 3, then zone 4, then zone 5, then zone 6, depending on what zones you're using. It could be 5B. If you're using Joe Friel. Anyway, and then this is the important section where you're just trying to settle into that 7-8 feeling. And that would be, again, a very loose way to subjectively go, okay, that's probably what I could hold for an hour, or a half hour to an hour is the intensity we're looking for. So if you haven't done this workout, run this 10 minutes at a pace you feel you could hold for 30 to 60 minutes. And that should be a pretty good estimate of your threshold, at least for now. Eventually, we'll be doing some 5Ks and 10Ks to figure it out, but it's a lot for the off season. So we'll do this one. You will have to make some adjustments if you are training using Zwift. It's a whole different ball game, but reach out to me individually. There's not many of you doing that, and those of you that are already, I think, know what you're doing. So other than that, just aerobic work on the run. So this week we're going to work a little bit on your posture. So some different cues. We'll be running some intervals. And again, just thinking about how you're holding your body while you're running. So giving you a couple tips and tricks on that. And then again, endurance. Other than that, we're continuing on with our little foundation work before the runs. And again, that's kind of where we're at. So again, I encourage everyone, come on back out. It's been great seeing kind of the volumes pick up a little bit. Most of you should still be receiving, oops, I can't type on that one. Emails, there we go. Emails regarding switching over into the next membership or this year's membership. So you will get an email. It will bring you, there is a link in the email that will bring you to the group training page. It looks like this. Again, unless your TryBC is, well, none of your TryBC should have expired yet. Unless you never did it, do it. Then do the $50 annual thing. Most of you should be good, unless your credit card's expired from 5 years ago. I don't know. So these 2 steps you can skip. And then basically you just need to re-register for bike run, 1 swim, 2 swim, 3 swim, or the same but pay annually and save a little bit. So if for some reason you click on any of these, let's say I want to do 2 swims, I fill out all them, or actually it probably error out here, or yeah, it'll error out here. If it errors and says you need to be a KTC member, you just need to sign in before you access the payment page. So go back to the club area, log in. I'm already logged in. That's why I have all this stuff up here. So anyway, go to log in and then you will be able to actually re-register. So if you haven't done that yet and you've gotten the email, if you can do that, I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, anyway. So that is it for what's coming up. Again, huge congratulations to Ryan and Kayla. Again, what a fantastic weekend. I am super inspired, motivated, excited, more so than ever now after that amazing performance or those amazing performances. And yeah, can't wait to get back to it with you this week. So enjoy the rest of your long weekend. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And we will see you in the pool or on the treadmills or on the bike sometime this week. Take care. Bye-bye.